Welcome to Teacher Features. My name is Father Bruce Cecil. I'm a new teacher here at Moreau. I am working in social studies, teaching world history, and also in theology, teaching church history. In Teacher Features today, I want to discuss some of the ways that I am learning and using Moodle in the classroom. I'm a new learner, so it's a lot of experimentation, but I'm trying to help the students get used to Moodle and to go paperless in the classroom and to access lots of different interactive resources for learning in both world history and in the theology class. So some of the things I'm doing on Moodle, and to be honest, I'm really new at this, so I'm still making a lot of mistakes. But for example, in the opening activities, there are a lot of interactive games and activities that I can have the kids do. This is an interactive geography game where they just pick a different tutorial and they can play the game and the maps come up and you can see the different parts of the world, and they can click on different things, and it tells you even out loud what the place is. So this is a kind of a way to refresh themselves on geography. To go paperless, I've put a lot of articles and resources online, and this especially is helping the international students who aren't as good with English proficiency, but they can learn through pictures. So for example, I put a reading guide on about Alexander the Great, and even though it has to download, it's a PDF file, but it has a lot of visuals, timelines that you can see here on the left, a little bit of text, but in simple, some drawings, some simple things that can help the students who maybe aren't as proficient at reading. There's a lot of other things on here that I've been doing. I've been experimenting with tests. You can even do tests, so you can put everything on here without having to use much paper at all in the classroom. For example, just at the very beginning of the class, day one, just to get the class rules, I created a little quiz. Preview. Yeah, here we go. And so it's just a true-false questionnaire test, and they had to answer, and they could get instant feedback after that. But you can do multiple choice, you can do essay, you can do all kinds of different sorts of tests, and do it all on Moodle, and the students can do everything online. We've done even little newspaper articles to start a discussion. So for example, do women have souls? Just to get the have them start talking about the role of women in history and how women have not always been treated as equals to men throughout history, and to get that discussion going. So there's some articles like that. I've been able to bring in some contemporary current events into the class that way as well. Oh, here's a neat video that we used. You can use video in the class, and I use this as an opening activity. This was a simple video in which professors talking about the use of statistics. We've had things like you can do audio, so you can listen to a story. They can put earphones in, or we could play it in class as well, and it takes a few seconds to download, but you can listen to an actual story teller give a story about Alexander the Great in this case.
It was before the Roman Empire had begun, before most of the cities we know today had been built.
And so you can listen to something and they can do this on their own. So that's kind of a neat resource. You can put sound on here and video. And I'll show you that. I mean, that was just another example. But mostly a lot of this stuff is just a lot of, you can go paperless with a lot of readings and primary sources and things like that that can help them figure out. There's also another thing that's really kind of cool here. And this is the last thing I'll show you because there's not enough time to go through all of this, but we put in some dynamic timelines, and these were pretty cool because you can actually play around with the timeline itself. Okay, on this timeline you can see different activities. It breaks up into different time periods. This one's not quite as dynamic as the other one, but it gives the kids a sense of history with different categories of things happening in different years. But I really like this one, this timeline here, because it's very dynamic. You click on a piece of it and it blows up into something more. You click on something else and it starts to give information about the events, and they can kind of explore through that. They're going to be doing a project called, close tabs, okay? They're going to be doing a project called Project Grease, in which they are going to create a PowerPoint keynote or iMovie on some figure in Greek history. That's what they're working on now. And there's a web page that you can give them, and some things like that that will help them with that. So for example, Project Grease web page. You click on that, and it gives a whole interactive. They can pick different categories: culture, society, mythology, history. If you click on that, it goes to another link that gives them additional information about the topic, and it just keeps going. So it's very dynamic, and the kids are engaged because they love to play these kinds of things on the computer. So these are ways that I'm using in the classroom. Thank you.